Hello, my name is Monica, and I am part owner of Changing Hands. We are going to do something a bit different with this sale. We get frequently from our customers that people are wanting to know what our clients are like. They see their belongings, they get a feel for what their life was like, they want to know more about them. We always do our best to describe and explain their personalities. Sometimes we never got the chance to meet the people that we're helping. But in this situation, I am with a wonderful woman, a dear client of ours. She does not want her name known, but she does want to tell a portion of her story. So with this being said, she is 75 years young. She is downsizing from a large home to something more manageable for her. She just wants to let people know that the items purchased will not only help her financially, but will also provide comfort because she realized her beloved belongings. So here she is. She is going to tell you a bit about her belongings, a little bit about herself, and just a quick word of thanks for shopping on her sale. I just pushed the record button because that was the best statement ever. Maybe we just record some of this chatter.
I grew up on a farm, and so that probably is where my love of horses came from. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, I had my own horse, and she was my best friend until I turned a teenager, and then I discovered boys.
I do see you have a lot of horse decor throughout your home. That's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. You've said to me in our conversations, a part of you that has defined you as you is your motherhood, like being a mom.
Oh, sure. I married young. I have 2 grown children now and grown grandchildren, and I have 2 great-grandchildren.
Awesome.
And I was a stay-at-home mom back in those days. This wasn't rare, this was quite common. And I didn't go to work out of the home until my kids were in junior high.
If someone were to want you to describe your taste or your belongings that you're wanting to have, go to...
I'm eclectic.
So I'd say that's probably spot on with what I've seen. You like what you like.
My theory, since I can't remember, that if you find a beautiful thing and you put it with another beautiful thing, but they're two different categories, totally different categories, you're still going to have a beautiful thing.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
It doesn't matter that, if one's this kind of wood and one's another kind of wood.
Or a little more country or contemporary or whatever.
Right.
If it's beautiful to
one
you.
is fancy schmancy, and the other one is just made well.
Yes.
Simple and made well.
Yes.
You got one that's all decorated and glitzy, and it's probably the glue that holds it together. It doesn't matter.
Very
And
true.
if you put 2 beautiful things together, no matter what the colors are, no matter what the categories are, they're still beautiful.
Are there any particular stories, if you could think of one story you'd want to share, let people know
what am I inside?
What are you inside?
Well, I like people, and I think that everybody has something to offer. Maybe not to you or to me or to whoever, but they have somebody to offer something to. As I've gotten older, I am more giving of myself. And if I can be helpful, I am more helpful. When I was younger, I was too busy. I found myself in a situation where I had a couple of kids that weren't on their own yet, and I could hardly take care of myself, let alone take care of my kids too. And I've always had the attitude that, if if one paycheck didn't cover, what I was doing, I couldn't cut back on what I needed. I just had to get another job to go with it. It was not uncommon for me to have 2, 3 jobs at one time, because if that's what it took.
To make ends meet.
Yeah. And my kids grew up good. I have good ones. I was never encouraged to go on with schooling or to get or further my education. And my kids were encouraged. There was never a question of if they were going to go on to school. It was where they were going to go on to school. I mean, they grew up with that. And I can say very honestly that it was because of the friends I chose that were of great influence to them. I've always loved clothes. And and back in those days, I could wear them a whole lot better than what I can wear them today. But I had been skiing. I didn't know how to ski, but I had relatives out in the area, and so I was going to learn how to ski. And that was back in the day where they were skiing down the hills in cowboy hats. Really, at the end of the trip, I went and bought this cowboy hat. And I think when I got back home, I think my kids said, "You're not going to wear that, are you?" Of course I am.
Yeah.
I just didn't have all the things I wanted to wear with it.
There you go.
And once I got those, yes, I did wear it. And it was fun. And I didn't do it to, I didn't do it to stand out in the crowd. I did it to start a conversation in the crowd. There's a difference.
Would you describe yourself as extroverted? Like that was the ticket?
Sure.
And then you could talk to anybody?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I've always been extroverted. Well, I've always had jobs in sales. And so if you're going to work in sales, you better learn how to talk.
Right.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I noticed about you the first time you came here. I thought, well, boy, did she sell herself.
That's a good thing.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing. See, you would never guess this, but I get super anxious. I still get anxious. I've been doing this for so long, and I still, you just get that little bug like, what if they don't like me? What if this? What if that? What if whatever? What if I forget
Well,
to
have I put you at ease?
Yes. It's so cozy. Your home is very, very cozy.
Yeah. And today when I was sitting up here trying to clear my mind, I was taking care of this.
Oh my goodness.
And I shined them all up. Don't they look good?
They look awesome. So we're looking at jewelry here that she shined up. I can tell, like, not only do you have very nice things, but they're very, very well cared for. You definitely care for your
Well, that's probably because I had to stretch the budget to buy it in the first place.
Yeah.
And so it gives you a
appreciate
better appreciation. And I like to read, and I have always followed People magazine, and I love the movies. Yeah.
HGTV, I say
Right.
that.
And so if you see something that really looks striking, it gets stuck in your head, and that's kind of what you look for. As I've gotten older, I'm more private. Because things aren't always so rosy, and I don't want to pretend that they are. I want to be able to be me. I can tell you another thing, and I told my pastor that once. I said, the best part of church is coming out here and having you give me a bear hug.
Yeah.
And if you notice, your line is always the old ladies. Because they need
Yeah.
a hug.
Yeah.
That's why they
The
come.
connection.
Yes.
I'm single. I don't have kids. So it is just me. My work is my life. So for the longest, before I started doing estate sales, I was just like kind of bumping from every few years to a new job. Like I tried concrete. I pulled wire for my dad as an electrician. I did retail. That was horrible. Cleaning up fitting rooms after people. I went to school for nursing. I'm very close to being a registered nurse, but I have finally found my niche. This is my niche. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm happy doing it. But it always feels like there's a chunk missing, like a little puzzle piece missing from my heart, whether it be a significant other or kiddos or just like a family, you know. I have a wonderful family, like my parents, my siblings, my nephew, my family, immediate family, and extended aunts and uncles. I have a very good support system. So that has never been a problem or an issue for me, but a family of my own, you know, it's different.
Well, the only thing I ever wanted to do or be was to have children and be a housewife. And I was a wonderful housewife back in those days, because that's all. I mean, you know, and I'm a good cook. But that is a talent that you refine over years. You know, back in the day, it was, you know, I was making the mashed potatoes as his pickup was driving in the driveway, because we ate at 6 o'clock sharp, and we all sat down at the table and ate together, and everybody got to tell about their day. It's just like when I was looking at all that stuff downstairs. Every time I looked at something, I was right back there, and that's something that people should know. I went through that small little box that had Hawaii stuff, and just looking at it, I was right back there.
Yeah.
And that was like 30, 35 years ago. And
wild.
it was like I got to take that trip all over again. I would love the things that I'm selling, because I have to size down, and because if I stay where I'm at, I'm going to run out of money. And so this is, you know, I hope I can kind of mesh the two together for a while. And I want people to be as thrilled with the things that have been in my life, have it be thrilling to be in their life.
Yes.
You know? It's fun.
Life is good.
It's fun, you know, and if you can't see that, you know, to some people, I just have a lot of stuff. To me, it's a part of my it's part of my inside.